Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I always say good afternoon when
it's dark.
It's dark. It might not even be afternoon when people are listening to it. It's probably not going to be. Why did you say it was
such a good afternoon?
I always do that. That's just my thing, okay?
Hello, everyone. We're back. It's episode 2 of Boi Slumber Party.
Yes. My name is Jeffrey Bezos.
My name is
Bezos. My name's Dan.
His name is actually Cole.
It is, I think. So this is episode 2. Firstly, I wanted to kick things off by saying thank you to everybody for an overwhelmingly positive response to the first video. It was quite unprecedented, and to be honest, gave us a hell of an ego boost.
Very unexpected. Like, honestly, yeah, I mean, I don't know how many views you want to say, actually.
286.
286. Nearly 300 views for a podcast which came out of the ground, basically.
And that's just on YouTube.
That's just on YouTube. To be fair, on Spotify, we didn't do so good.
Because we didn't really post it anywhere.
No, we didn't really promote it.
We did heavily pump it. But yeah, everyone who's checked it out so far, thank you so much. Honestly, it's been great. Loads of positive response to it. And yeah, why are you dying?
Because you said heavily pump it.
I heavily pumped the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
as you can tell, we still haven't got really a formula for how we introduce these, although we do have a formula for how we prepare ourselves, because we all have caffeine.
Yeah, we have a lot of caffeine. Surprise, surprise, I'm hungover again.
What's the fucking point?
Also, hashtag not spawn, because Starbucks, we just decided to go. But yeah, you are always
not
hungover.
spawn.
Not spawn.
Not spawn.
Listen,
I hate that. I hate you and I hate that.
This is how the kids speak, okay? I'm 31, I'm very out of touch. And
It's how the kids speak?
The kids.
Oh, okay. Which kids? All of them?
All of them.
Okay, it was not spawn.
On the TikTok.
I'm dying.
You're always dying. This is the problem. Like, when you look back at the last podcast, we're all coughing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over the worst of that now. You're
Healthy.
still not good.
No, I'm alright some days.
Yeah, I'm mostly alright.
Okay,
a little
that's
cough.
Yeah.
Just mentally unwell.
As always.
Yeah.
That's the point of this podcast, isn't it?
That is the point of this podcast. So yes, as mentioned, we are the Sad Boys. We've actually come into this episode with a bit more foresight, although we'll
yeah, when you say foresight,
yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories and some of the conspiracy theories that we enjoy. But yeah, I've
what about the conspiracy theories that we don't enjoy?
Is there any of them? They're all good, aren't they, really?
Maybe some bonus content.
Bonus?
Maybe some bonus content.
Bonus content.
For the I don't know. I've taken on your not being able to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And you didn't drink last night.
I didn't. No, I was actually very well behaved. You boys went out. To be honest, I'm too old for that shit now.
You're the same age as me. How's that an excuse?
No, that's not an excuse. To be fair, I just didn't want to go out.
He's just responsible.
I'm very responsible. I'm not very responsible, but
we didn't break into your flat this time.
You didn't break into my flat, and I think that's probably why I didn't go out, to be honest. Because again,
we didn't peer pressure you at all either.
You didn't.
No breaking and entering and no peer pressure.
So I'm coming into this podcast literally right off the back of a therapy session as well. So I haven't really had time to process any of that. But one thing I did talk to my therapist about is my peer pressure. And she laughed.
We're terrible people.
A lot. The fact that you broke into my apartment once, and she said that I have cracking mates.
I find it fantastic that she said shit in a therapy session. I don't know why. I expected them to be all super polite when you go see him. Imagine your doctor being like, "Nah, it's fucked, mate." Like you'd be like, "What?"
I feel like that would make them so much better though.
Oh, would be. Just being real.
But then also more terrifying when you show them something and they're like, nah, that's fucked. Or they're just like, fucking hell.
What is that?
Never seen one of them before.
What is that? Oh my god.
But it's
like a penis, but smaller.
It was nice. And
said that the other day.
Well, your doctor did.
No.
It's like a penis.
I'm sorry, that's concerning.
Looks like a penis, just really fucking small.
Why is it inverted?
Why is it a belly button? That's weird. I don't know, like an outie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. This is tangent in real
Fun
life.
fact: turtles have innie penises, and when they get aroused, it pops out.
That's nice, isn't it? I like that. It's like a surprise. It just pops out. Hello.
Oh, imagine if that was yours.
Oh, I'd quite like that.
We could just tuck it in.
You just tuck it away. There you
Content.
go.
Fuck me. What a way to start a podcast.
We're talking about cocks already.
I like how we went, we've come in with a formula and a plan. We're talking about conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theory. turtles have any dicks?
No, it's not a conspiracy theory, it's the truth.
It's just fact.
I haven't seen it, so it's not true.
Talking about conspiracy theories that are the truth, and just to try and get us a little bit back on track.
We're back on the track.
So, one of the things, and the reason that I came up with this, because I'm the brains of the podcast.
Oh, my name's Coleman and I'm so good. Love you.
At least you haven't touched me yet.
There's still time.
There is. Oh God, you've touched me a couple times today already. But what?
Yeah, you say that. You spanked him earlier.
Well, he did. I slut dropped
He
him.
slut dropped in front of me. What was I
Spanked
expected to do? This is just.
That's my first ever
Self-control,
slut drop.
Coleman.
So
I have never seen that happen before. I think it's the first time I've ever touched your butt as well.
I don't know why I did that.
In public.
In public, outside
in front of
Starbucks.
4 women entering Starbucks. What's the matter with me?
Many things. Yeah. So anyway, so I have this thing. I've always been interested in conspiracy theories, and I actually wanted to start my own podcast at a point talking about cryptozoology, mysteries, conspiracy. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because instead you're fucking doing this.
Yeah, exactly. This is the fucking booby prize.
Yeah.
Boobies.
Booby prize.
Yeah. Why is it called booby prize?
What's booby trap?
No, you got booby prize. It's like a shit prize. It's like the runner-up prize.
It's like boo boo, boo boo. Carry on.
I'm going to.
Okay.
So, fuck. Yeah.
You're gonna start a podcast about conspiracy.
I was going to start a podcast about conspiracy theories and cryptozoology and.
What's
mysteries.
cryptozoology?
We'll get into this.
Okay.
I feel like there's a whole thing where I can get into this because
Teach me, Papa. I've touched you. Oh no.
And Puff's come out.
Let's start the count already. Yeah, I'll touch on cryptozoology later on because it feeds into
It's like
that.
getting a lecture every week, isn't it, with Coleman? He's just here.
You just use big words
yeah.
and goes over my head because I'm uncultured.
Yeah, but I'm not cultured. You're just fucking idiots.
Oh.
Sorry, I don't mean to lord it over you, but I don't use particularly good words. I'm just. It's me, Coleman.
Yeah, you've belittled us now. Carry on.
Sorry. Yeah, but that's my role in this
consider crime,
friendship,
right?
right? Is that, and we were told this. We were given some very explicit feedback, which again, very very helpful. But I was told that I am
The one who sounds like he went to university.
Yes.
I have a fucking degree. So I was offended by this.
You have a degree in computing.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a fucking media studies too.
Yeah.
I
Who
don't.
has the real degree?
I have no degree at all,
Mine's-
so
mine's-
fuck you both.
Mine's in fucking science.
Mine's a Mickey Mouse degree,
Exactly.
but also TV production. Hence why this is
Yeah,
kind
well,
of
this is
fun.
going to be okay. Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be alright.
286 people seem to like it. Actually, no, 16 people
Well
technically seem to like it. Also, clap, because that will peak the microphone
Sorry.
a lot, and Dan will
Sounds
get
fine.
pissed off.
Okay, that's
Producer Dan. Conspiracy theories. So, yeah, I wanted to do a podcast about it for a really, really long time, and I've had lingering things that I wanted to talk about. And I sent you guys a voice note about something.
We were
that-
just like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Cool.
Yeah, but I sent you a specific voice note about something I find really interesting, and you belittled me.
What did I do?
So I told you what I like the thing that I found really interesting, and you went,
I think
"That's
you-
fucking boring."
Yeah, that was me.
That was Dan. You went, "That's fucking well boring."
No, I went, that's a good idea, but your conspiracy theory is
Oh,
fucking
about
boring.
the light bulbs.
Yeah.
Go on, Cole. Tell them about the light bulbs.
Tell them about
How
the
many
light bulb.
viewers turn off?
So I got really excited about
That's what
them.
this episode's about. How quickly can we get them to fucking change video?
Yeah, this is really interesting conspiracy theory. So light bulbs.
No, actually, it's actually quite interesting. Go on.
It is interesting. It's interesting
Sorry,
to me.
Carl.
And
It
if
is interesting.
some
I'm sorry.
people who are listening might also be intrigued to know this. So, like, there's this running theory, and it's a conspiracy theory, but also it's technically not, whereby light bulbs are built to break, right? So
What's
they're
the word you used for it?
planned obsolescence.
That's it. I like that.
So you
So-
and your fucking
that's a
clever
thing.
words.
So we'll
Again.
get into planned obsolescence in a bit more
get into
detail,
it.
and we'll get into it. So what I really wanted to talk about is like, so there is one light bulb in the States that has been running since 1923.
Are we sure, though?
Yes.
Was this a conspiracy theory?
No,
The bulb actually exists.
I saw a video that in a firehouse in the American states of the Unitedness, there is this Edison light bulb with a filament in it that's been running solidly for 100 years. It's basically been running, and it's never been turned off. It's basically been running for like millions of hours. And it's the only one in existence, but also it's evidence to the fact that light bulbs, when they were built, were fit for purpose, but they were too fit for purpose. And so there's this whole thing around the fact that light bulbs, who wants to buy a light bulb that well, no, everybody wants to buy a light bulb that doesn't break, but it doesn't make for a good business model. Why would companies want to make a light bulb?
Would have their light bulbs and that'd be it.
And eventually you'd run out of people to sell light bulbs to. And so in 1925, and I have looked into this, manufacturers of light bulbs, and I say like conspiracy theory, but actually it's not. This is the truth. You can look it up. In 1925, the worldwide manufacturers of light bulbs all got together, and they created something called the Phoebus Cartel. Phoebus after the Greek god of light.
The gods again.
Can I just cut in quickly? When did you research? Did you research this just for this podcast?
So it was something that intrigued me anyway, and I did look into it in a bit more detail. So I have done some.
So I was going to say,
research.
mine and Az's research was googling conspiracy theories and
I
why it's
watched
picking
the
you
top
up.
10 most famous conspiracy theories on
And you went,
YouTube.
you went,
Yeah,
I'll talk about this.
I was
That'll do.
but one of them I'm a firm believer in, but we'll hear
You're
about
like,
that
I've done my homework, tick. Whereas I'm like, nah, Phoebus Cartel was invented in 1925 by
So
the primary...
the light bulb mafia is essentially
literally
what you're
the
saying.
light bulb mafia who came together to basically limit the amount of hours that a light bulb could burn for. Because otherwise you'd have one company that make a light bulb that lasts a lot longer, and you'd have to kind of match this universal law, if you will, of how long a light bulb can run for, how efficient a light bulb is. So after they put all this research into making a light bulb that was super, super efficient, they got all these, the same, engineers to, reverse the process and to back out of everything that they'd done before to make them less efficient so that they could universally run for around about 1,000 hours. That's what they came to. And effectively, if they didn't, and they implemented this system whereby companies would be tested on the efficiency of their light bulbs, and if they burnt for longer, they would be fined. They would be taxed. And they would be taxed on the equivalent number of hours that they burnt longer than 1,000 hours. And so there was this universal ruling of it has to be 1,000 hours. And as time has progressed, in actuality, bulbs have gotten less and less efficient as companies say, no, we need to reduce that 1,000 hours because we're not making enough money because our sales are going down on a yearly basis. And now we're in this position whereby manufacturers of light bulbs are saying, okay, cool, it's like a 20-hour light bulb. And when the invention of the LED light bulb came in, they also had to regulate that. But also, within that, you have, the science behind light bulbs. You have the fact that filaments were originally... So when you look at a light bulb... Sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up! Oh, God! Oh, you could have just given us the TLDR! You gave us the whole fucking story!
I find it really interesting. Okay?
That's the end of the podcast now.
Oh, that was fantastic. I'm sorry. That was me and him were looking at each other. It was just like, this is going on a long time.
Sorry, Carl.
That was it's very interesting though. So basically,
it's a phenomenon.
Let's basically just open up the conversation of it because you can tell us the whole fucking history of it.
I won't need to.
The light bulb mafia is a thing.
Yeah.
But this is a conspiracy theory, yeah?
But it's not.
This sounds very factual.
No, it is factual. This is it. It's a conspiracy theory that some people are just like, oh, light bulbs, surely, why do they not last forever?
Yeah.
We have the technology to make them last forever. Well, there's an actual thing behind that. And it's this phenomenon called planned obsolescence. And it applies to everything. It applies to
I was going to
technology.
say, that is just commune.
The main thing that resonates with people is Apple and iPads and iPods and iPhones.
Well, that's it.
Same with the battery dies. The dies. I can't fucking talk.
Yeah,
the battery dies after 2
battery.
years. Because then you have to get rid of it and get a new
they got
one.
in a
That's
lot
how they
of trouble.
make money.
Yeah, they got in a lot of trouble, and there were a lot of lawsuits around the fact that you can't remove the battery. And now,
that whole thing, didn't they? Where it was like, they were slowing the phone down.
Yeah, once they released a new OS.
The battery, they released a new version of iOS, or whatever. But then, the batteries, they were because batteries do degrade over time anyway.
But that's literally everything, though. No one's ever going to make a computer that will last forever.
No.
Then
But the thing is, I think as people anyway, we can't. I'm the same with a car. Do you know what I mean?
It is the same for
as
cars
people,
as well.
we're like, yeah, exactly. But like, you have something. Like, I'm one of those people. I'm terrible. I have something for a couple of years, and I'm like, I want a new one now.
Yeah.
Just because I want a new one.
Yeah, because it's embedded into you that you have to get something new every.
It's not even embedded
my
in
friend,
me.
is called capitalism.
Yes, exactly. That's what
And
I
I buy
was trying to say.
into
It fucking went out of my head.
Yeah.
But when
We all buy into it, and that's the problem.
We do, but
That's
like-
why the world's a terrible place.
That's why I'm a terrible person.
So obviously talking about cars, just to ground that in fact a little bit as well. So when Henry Ford released the first car, the Model T,
Yeah.
he was firmly like, I want to release a car. Nobody's going to ever need to buy a new one. It's their car for life, and like that is it. And then you had other companies coming in.
Yeah, but like stuff like that's different though, because like a car actually gets worn out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but it didn't
Yeah, but on
originally.
that-
Like they were built to last, and Henry Ford's whole mentality behind building this car was that it was built to last, and like it's got a endless warranty. If anything goes wrong with it, we'll fix it. That's fine. But then you had other companies
Didn't
coming
know that.
in, like General Motors, who were Ford's main competitor when cars were first being introduced, who partnered with a company called the DuPont Company, who were a paint company.
Fuck me, Carl. How would you
And
keep
I
all
was
this
going
in
to
your
say, how
head?
the fuck do you know all of this?
I was going to say a little story, but I don't have that much information to it, so I don't want to anymore, because it will just be 5 words and then done.
My name's Dan.
Once
Hello.
I've gotten over this thing, I feel like I'll back off a little bit.
Okay, cool, go.
But like, so the DuPont company and General Motors partnered up together to basically say, how can we create a model where we're kind of circulating more cars and getting people to, because eventually you run out of people to buy cars as well. Like originally when the Model T was first bought, you look at the first few years of sales, everybody was buying cars, and then they weren't buying cars anymore because they had one. Whereas General Motors' mentality was like, okay, that's fine, but we want people to consistently buy cars. And Ford's thing was, and there's a famous quote from Henry Ford of like, you can have the car in any colour so long as it's black, because they only came in black. So the DuPont company and General Motors partnered up together to release cars in new colours. But the flip side of that is they release a car in a new colour every single year.
Right.
So if you bought a car in a specific colour and then a new one was released that was a different colour and you went, oh, actually, I want it in a different colour, you'd get a new car and you'd sell your old one. So that's how they started to push that model, and then Ford eventually followed suit, and now we have cars that have new technology or different colours, look different like shapes and all this kind of stuff, and that's capitalism basically as we know it. But there very much is this thing now, and it is legitimate. Planned obsolescence. Things are bought, especially technology. Things are developed to break over a certain period of time.
Yeah.
It's not even developed to break, it's just the most annoying one to me is FIFA.
Oh yeah.
How can
literally.
they keep making FIFA every year? It's the same fucking game.
You say that,
people
but the
still
most
buy it
recent
every
one,
year.
the most recent one was built on a whole new engine, and
But
it
it's
does
still
feel
FIFA. It's still kicking a
FIFA.
bit of leather into a net.
that's
Virtual
football.
level.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
Virtually.
football.
Virtual leather.
Yeah,
And also, I fully understand.
Oh, absolutely. Like any annual game like that is like that. You know, a lot of video
It's
games.
the same with that whole General Motors. It's like
Assassin's
cars.
Still
Creed and stuff
thousands
like
and thousands of people buy it because it's
Call of Duty
Like, yeah,
has been the same game for the last 15 years, really. Whereas you could keep playing that one game. Like it's interesting because there's like other games in that genre, like a Counter-Strike or something, where they have that one game and they just build off the back of it. Whereas COD, they're like, nah, new one every year.
It is
every
literally
year,
the same
every year.
argument as General Motors, because it was the same car. They didn't have any other different designs. It was just a different colour.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool, it's still happening.
Yeah.
You just
This is not a
reskin
conspiracy
something.
theory that
No,
we're
it's
falling
not
into
a
now.
No, we're just talking shit now.
Yeah.
But it's developed from this whole like, bulbs.
But like technology's slightly different as well, because like there is improvements all the time, but like even then you don't always need that.
No, you don't,
speed.
and it's fed into us that we do
Yeah,
need it.
it's like,
And it is.
I'm sucker. I'm like the internet's quicker.
You're-
Let's have it real
yeah,
quick.
you
You're
are.
an early adopter of new technology,
Yes.
like beyond
Yeah.
early adopter. As soon as something is released, you're like, nope, must have it.
I need that.
Hence why the video quality on this is much better than the last one, because instead of filming on a
Wouldn't I?
DSLR, we're filming on an iPhone 13 fucking Pro
Pro
Max.
banana.
Yeah.
Crazy. So that
It's not a
But-
conspiracy
So what is the
theory.
conspiracy theory behind the fucking light bulb? Is what I'm getting at. Then that isn't really a conspiracy theory.
No, but it stems from that whole like, oh, why don't things last longer than they should?
Did you know Hitler lived in Argentina? He didn't die.
Oh, we're moving on to your conspiracy theory.
Oh, yeah.
now. Okay, I'm good.
Yours isn't a conspiracy theory.
No, I know. Okay, cool. Carry on. No, I
This is meant to be
subscribe
conspiracy
to
theories,
this
and
as
I
well.
didn't hear any conspiracy theory in that. other than why
Alright.
do things?
I mean,
why do things
I
break?
say that. I mean, technically, it is a conspiracy theory because it's a conspiracy to fucking push capitalism and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
But that's not a conspiracy.
nobody is
Everyone
open
knows
enough
that.
about it. Everybody knows it, but they're not explicitly going, there's this thing with everything's built to break. Like, the companies themselves aren't fucking being explicit about it. That's why it's a conspiracy theory.
course they're
Because
not, 'cause they
it's
want
left
the
up
fucking
to
money.
us to decide. Anyway,
Yeah, we're all weak.
Hitler, Argentina, yes, also on the moon.
He's on the moon.
Yeah,
Was he?
maybe.
Might have been.
I mean, that's a bad
Elvis
theory.
isn't dead.
There's a lot of
There's a lot.
different people that could
You're
not
just
be
reading
dead.
conspiracy theory titles now, aren't you?
Yes.
He
You're not
watched
going in
one
and just
video.
read it.
So he watched
I
one
watched one
video.
video. Now I'm just
Now you're just
quoting
reeling them off. I like how I went into detail about mine, but you're like,
things. I have no
Hitler.
detail about anything.
Airplane chemtrails.
Huh?
Airplane chemtrails.
fluoride in the
Being
water.
Oh,
gas.
fluoride in the water. That was one I was reading about yesterday as
Yeah.
well. That's pretty nuts.
Oh, you actually read some yesterday?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I thought I'd better. Not that I have much information about
I've
them.
done zero research.
Absolutely not. No. What was that? The bird who died in the water tank. That's a bit of a conspiracy theory, wasn't it? How she was a zombie ghost girl.
Zombie
What was
ghost
her name?
girl.
She was in that hotel.
Yeah,
I know
You know the one
the
I'm
Cecil
on about.
Hotel.
The Cecil Hotel,
Something.
I keep
Yeah,
thinking
but
Marissa.
isn't there loads of things that's happened at
Is
that
it
hotel
Marissa?
as well?
Oh, the Cecil Hotel is like a hotbed for
Oh,
like
big time,
terror.
yeah.
Richard
Weird
Ramirez stayed there at one point as
Yeah.
well. Who was the night stalker?
Ghost Hunters went there.
Ghost Adventures went there.
That's what I meant. Ghost Adventures. Yeah.
Ghost Hunters.
Zach
Who the hell do you
Bagans
think?
or Bagans?
Bagans.
Bagans. Zach Bagels.
Why do I
thought
invite
you
you
said
to this
bagels.
podcast?
You don't invite me. This is my home. I live here.
Get out!
Get out of your own house. Get out of my house.
So yeah, Hitler in Argentina. Do you
Yeah,
want
that-
to elaborate on that? or-
I was just throwing titles out. Touched you again.
That's only two.
Didn't notice until you put it out. to be
Great.
fair.
I just going again. Just grazed your leg. No, that one I thought was wild because they were like, yeah, no, he didn't kill himself in a bunker. He actually took his family and fucked off and lived in Argentina until
family
like
fucked off.
1965 or something. Which I was like, well, he didn't live that much longer after then.
Well, no, he's an old man anyway, wasn't he? He was
How
like
old
his-
was Hitler?
What?
And it's like, Hitler's like this, like, in my... This sounds fucking mental. He's like this mythical creature in my head. Like, he has no age. Do you know what I mean? It's like...
Of course, we're going to have this, like, profoundly vague
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
idea
how
of-
old was Jesus? Who fucking knows? Like, how old actually was he?
The sad thing
I'm
is
sure in the Bible it
I
does
think,
tell you how
of the
old he
Bible
was.
he's supposed to be like in his 30s or something.
Oh,
so-
right.
Whenever I think of Jesus or Hitler, I just think of South Park characters. That's what I picture. That's who they are.
That's bad, isn't it, really?
Yes.
That's
Like
good.
Sidney
Yes, it
Poitier.
is.
Yeah, Sidney Poitier, yeah, he's in South Park.
Sidney Poitier is not a mythical
What's he
character.
got to do?
I haven't watched South Park in ages, and we made a reference to it last week
Oh, yeah,
about
Sidney
Sidney Poitier. And it was just
what a
like,
name.
Sidney
Sidney
Poitier.
Poitier.
It's very, yeah.
Is there any conspiracy theories about him?
Probably.
Probably. He made a movie about children.
You heard it here first. First? You heard it here first, folks. Jesus Christ. You can tell he's hungover because this just happens. He crumbles.
I don't know what I'm saying.
That was the best laugh I've ever. Sounded like a little old lady.
The Earth's flat.
Yeah, right.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. So this is something that you've subscribed to.
The Earth is flat.
Yeah, so you watch one Joe Rogan podcast and you're like, they have some good arguments.
They do.
And I have told you consistently since that
Because I
point
haven't heard
to
these
fuck
yet,
off.
so
I
let's
actually
get
don't
into
even
it.
remember him. That's the best thing.
And yet you're still like, no, it makes sense.
I'm just saying, I don't believe the Earth's flat. Just saying.
You-
I didn't know Hollow Earth was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised
I
you've never
missed
heard
I
that.
missed
I've
out on that
heard
one. I
about
missed the fucking boat on that.
Until Godzilla came out and then you were like,
Oh, he's there. No, but like flat Earth though. I mean, that could be a thing, right?
no, it absolutely
How
could
do
not.
we know?
It has been factually proven to be not.
But what if it's just a disc? We're disc world, you know?
Yeah, but
Big
then
flat
when
disc.
the fucking satellite
Nah, don't go around it, mate. It's fake.
just stay
It's fake.
still.
You
the
watched
government.
that Netflix documentary where they're like, they get the flat earthers to fire a laser.
No?
Because they're like, if the Earth was flat, then we'll put one person at this point and one person at this point. Then if the Earth's flat, the laser will just hit the exact same point.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen. They're like, oh no, it bends.
Oh God.
So it completely
I don't actually
proves
believe
them
the Earth's flat.
incorrect.
I did say to him back
Touch
when
him
I listened to that podcast, I was like, they made some good points.
And I said, you're a fucking idiot. And also,
I appreciated their like, you know,
candor.
yes, their Sputnik,
Sputnik.
into you know, trying to make people believe that the Earth's flat. So
Dan, you've not spoken. Conspiracy theories.
I don't have any.
this
You
I don't have
I don't
any.
have
I'm not
I have
asking you to
titles.
come up with one. right?
All right.
I'm asking you to give me like one that you find interesting or vaguely. So, like for example, cryptozoology.
Yeah, you still haven't told us what that is.
So cryptozoology is like
Can we not have a 10-minute lecture?
no,
about that?
but cryptids are things like Sasquatch and Mothman and Loch Ness monster.
Oh, okay.
Like,
do you believe
fiction.
Bigfoot's real?
Yes,
I do as well.
categorically, I believe Bigfoot is real, and I know there might be people that are just like comments are fucking no. There are some really
Comments to fucking what? Comments to fucking woo.
There's so much of the Pacific Northwest of America. There's so much of like Nepal and shit. You got the Yeti and stuff. We don't know. It's the same as the ocean, right? There's so many creatures in there that we just
I'm
have
in
yet to. Yeah.
I'm from it.
I wish you would get in there right now. Lee,
Oh, I can't swim.
you can't swim. That's not a conspiracy theory.
That's not a conspiracy theory. I
I
fundamentally
know
cannot.
so many adults that can't swim.
That's a statement.
Can we dig into this? Like, what? So did you just never learn?
So when I was a kid, my teacher picked me up and yeeted me into the swimming pool. He was there. He
I was
remembers.
there. I know. Yeah.
Fucking yeeted me into the
So-
pool. She was like, you need to dive in. So it's like a lesson where they were teaching you to dive. And like, I weren't a very good swimmer anyway. And she was like, you need to fucking get in. And so I was like, see you later.
I can get in.
Get!
So trauma.
Conspiracy theory, she was a bitch. Not really a conspiracy theory, she was a fucking bitch. And if you're watching this, I hate you. You scarred me for life.
And so you just from that point.
So from that point, I was terrified because I like went to the bottom and shit. And she had to like come in and get me out.
You didn't.
I just fucking went back
like just a 6-ton sack of shit.
like a fucking stone. I was just like,
This is the end.
I was like, I'm dead.
So she had to go in and
So
get
she had
you.
to come in and get me, and then after that, like my mum kicked off as well,
Yeah.
obviously, because you know what these like.
You almost killed my child.
Fucking yeeted my son into a swimming pool. So yeah, like after that, I was like, no, I'm good, and I just never wanted to learn again after that. I
Yeah,
was
but anyway,
like,
you say that he can't swim. You can't ride a bike.
Yeah.
I can ish.
Ish. Yeah.
I had to learn.
Yeah. I just.
Well,
never.
that's what you have to do with everything.
I should
Learn.
never
Oh,
learn.
fuck you. I was gonna say, yeah.
That's a burn on me as well
Learn.
for not being able to ride a
Why
bike.
can't you ride a bike?
So I just never got taught. I remember like
What? No one ever taught you.
No.
Papa, push me.
yeah, literally.
Push me on the cycle, Papa.
So like I remember my brother having a bike with stabilisers.
My dad pushed me and I went, if I could just die.
So again, trauma.
Yeah.
You're just like nah.
Yeah, legit. I remember I smacked my nuts off it and I hit my head off the floor and I was like, I'm good.
I think mine's partly trauma as well.
Doing that either.
Yeah, I was like,
Fuck swimming. Fuck riding the bike.
Fuck
Too,
everything.
too much danger
I'll
in the
walk.
world.
I'm just gonna sit at my desk.
Yeah, literally that. I'm going to sit here and do nothing.
Which is basically what
That
I
is
do.
basically what I do for a living now,
Yeah.
so there you go.
Happy days.
All worked out in the end, didn't it,
But yeah,
kids?
nobody ever really taught me. I remember my brother had bikes with.
I told
with,
you,
with
I'll teach
stabilisers.
you.
Please, because I genuinely I
Oh, legit, it's really embarrassing learning how to ride a bike in your 30s. Just saying,
God.
that's real.
We'll do it together. We'll have a little.
What's worse though, learning to ride a bike or learning to swim in your 30s?
Riding a bike.
Oh god.
It's like, it's at least a
Oh,
swim,
people
it's
are-
a swimming pool, you're like, private area. It's definitely bike.
Yeah,
because
'cause other
like,
people can
I was
see
in a
you.
public area and like Ash was
Yeah.
teaching me, our friend Ash, hello Ash, he was teaching me and I was like a small boy with him. He was having to hold the bike with me. And it was like, I was on this fucking bike and I was getting wound up because it was so embarrassing as well. And I was like, I feel like such a fucking idiot
Yeah.
trying to ride this bike. And then I fell off the bike
Oh, God.
while a man was on his balcony grilling a barbecue.
Oh
and I was
god.
like,
hello. I'm sideways
I'm
now.
on the floor.
I'm
Yeah.
a grown man.
Like a big old sack of shit.
I think that's firmly put me off the concept of learning to ride a bike in
No,
my
but
30s.
no, yeah, but I did it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but can you now ride a bike?
I can ride in a straight line.
That's the main aim. You can't turn.
I hate turning. There's so much balancing and stuff. It's
This is why. Like I have
But
been on
I
bikes.
I was bad though because we kind of stopped doing lessons. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
COVID.
well, not really COVID.
You just didn't want to.
Got into a relationship and I was like, I'm gonna go hang out with her instead of get on the bike. So
And now look where you are.
with you two fucks. Sigh! Unreal.
But yeah, no. I mean, I'm not embarrassed about not riding a bike until people like Dan are just
I
like,
didn't
"Hey,
say
you can't
you should
ride
be
a bike, you
embarrassed,
fucking idiot."
No, sure, I'll go
I
with
didn't
you.
call you an idiot. I was
We'll
just saying
both
you-
go. We'll both wear
Yeah.
crash helmets. It'll be lovely.
This is it. Also, I don't want to wear a helmet. 'cause
I didn't
I'm
wear a
looking
helmet.
Like an
I didn't wear a
absolute
helmet.
spud.
You don't have to wear a helmet.
I just
Don't
fell
fall
over
off.
like a big bag of shit.
It's like people that wear like helmets and knee pads when they go skateboarding. It's like, fuck off. Who do you think you are?
They're being
Fucking
protective.
Mr.
Idiots.
Mr. Fucking Health and Safety.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Like you look like a knob.
Come from this guy. I thought he'd be all about wearing
Mr. Health and Safety.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've knocked
I live
myself out skateboarding,
dangerously.
so I probably should.
You live
I
dangerously.
live dangerously.
You sat indoors and drank a glass of wine to yourself last night.
Yeah,
You could have come out with your friends.
I watched a nice film.
You're the most
Yeah,
undangerous
if you say
person
that,
I
we
know.
didn't exactly live dangerously last night. We had some
We had
terrible
Long
Long
Island
Island iced teas.
They
and,
were terrible.
And screamed, bring me the horizon at each other.
I mean, what's better than that?
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty good.
pretty
night.
dangerous.
Having a glass of wine and sitting
Quite
at home.
we were out with Jake. That's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Jake.
He'll be in here one day.
Huh?
He'll be in there one day. Just telling us
I hope
stories. He will.
Oh, well, because
good.
it'll make for good
I'll
content.
make very good content.
We're just
I'll
going to
really-
sit over there and laugh at his
Yeah,
stories.
but you
for
don't
an
have to
hour.
edit it. I will have to sit there and censor everything that he says.
Oh, no,
This
we
is
just
a
let
team
him fly.
effort.
This
We
is a-
don't,
this
we don't
is a-
censor.
I've got no coffee left.
Jake-
I'm sad.
Jake has no filter. He doesn't need to be censored.
Why did you get a little boy coffee? Oh, my little boy coffee. I cannot ride the bike. I cannot drink the big boy coffee. Oh, no. I love you.
I didn't come on this podcast to be mocked.
You didn't
I
come
feel
on
like-
it. You're in it.
I'm part of it.
You come on it.
I feel like we've been giving Cole shit this whole time.
Yeah, legit.
Oh, it's because he went on a 10-year run about light bulbs. It's like, come on, man.
Live a little.
We've got conversation to have here.
I live dangerously, but also I'm really interested in light bulbs.
You need far too much detail about the whole topic.
We said this last week. I retain a lot of information, and I feel like that information is going to be valuable to someone someday.
I'm just checking the camera's recording, sorry. So I'm awkwardly leaning and looking. I'm like, is that still going? I think it is.
Just nothing but give me shit. That's the topic of this podcast, apparently. Is
No.
let's just mock Coleman for
What's another good conspiracy theory you got? Come on.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot's good, isn't he?
Yeah, but what else?
So I've got one that I think I sort of said about after you said your light bulb one in the group chat, and I said it was fucking boring.
Yeah.
Jeez, that,
No, he
that
did.
was brutal.
No, he did.
No,
say
but I
that.
mean, saying it again just now, very hard.
Just bringing up trauma. Thanks.
Sorry, Cole.
It's fine.
I didn't mean it.
I'm used to it.
Touching you now, as well.
Oh,
I'm not going to edit in an explosion this time.
oh, please. It's the
the
best
mic.
bit. That's my favourite part of last week.
So engines, they made an engine that runs off of water,
Yeah.
What?
and yeah, apparently it was the thing that actually got invented.
Originally?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, no, it was after they made petrol engines.
Yeah, yeah.
I might be completely wrong here because I've not researched into it. I just remember it from fucking
We'll
long
Google
time
it
ago.
after.
We won't.
I won't.
So it was
will.
endless running. You don't need fuel or anything like. You probably will.
He will.
I'm intrigued.
I'm
Go,
gonna
go.
get a lecture later, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go on.
Yes,
What-
go on.
what-
So
what
it
engine?
ran off water. So
Water
Yeah,
turns
it's-
into steam and then condenses
Yeah.
and
So
then
it's just a steam engine. It's a train.
it's not a steam engine.
No.
It's an actual.
It's
no.
a-
Okay. No, idiot. Okay, right. Yes. Left.
And then I fucking lost my train of thought now.
steam train of thought.
So
And basically, fucking long story short, all of the oil companies came along and was like, no, you're not doing that because then we can't sell our fuels. And apparently the person that invented it
got bumped off.
disappeared.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
literally.
that does not fucking surprise
That's
me. It's
not-
like the whole
like, that's
COVID
the
being
most
started in the
vaguest-
lab. I mean, that's like the most recent fucking thing. It's the
Yeah,
whole,
and then the
you know,
people that like came out and
Came out.
whistle blew against that were like, "Bye,
Wait,
you've
wait.
gone now," because China went, "No,
Wait.
thank you."
No, get out.
That's what they sound like.
I wasn't trying to mock them. I was
Okay,
just doing
good,
a
I
little
thought you-
voice.
Just a
one of
not
my little-
racist one.
Yeah. Make a change.
Right.
Doesn't make a change. That's not
Jesus Christ.
conspiracy theory, as is racist.
No. Oh my god. This is not good content.
It is, but no, it's legit. Like, and it's the same with all renewable energy. You know, there's always
Well,
that
yeah,
fight between people trying to develop renewable energy sources, and then there's the people that are like,
Excuse me.
actually no, like you can't do that because petrol, and then war, and then take the oil from Iraq
And we're just going back to our original point that everything revolves around money.
and oil
Yes.
Yes, and oil.
and Iraqis.
No.
We did not need to invade Iraq. We didn't do it.
We did not. No. There's
George
a whole,
Bush did.
There's a documentary about that on Netflix.
There is. It's interesting. Watch it. Not a conspiracy theory.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of other conspiracy theories that I do find interesting. You know what?
JFK. That's a good one. I actually like that one.
JFK is an interesting one.
JFK.
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 JFK is an interesting one because, like, you have a lot of movies and stuff and documentaries.
Yeah.
And, like, how could this happen? Was it really Lee Harvey Oswald?
It was the cast of Red Wolf. We all know that. It happens in an episode. They go kill him.
How old are you?
Old.
What does that mean?
Red Dwarf is good, but, like, who's still watches it.
I watched it like 2 months ago.
I still watch Red Dwarf.
I haven't watched it in years, to be fair. It's good, but like, fuck me.
I've seen myself out.
Of your own home.
Yes,
Did
good.
you know JFK is a really interesting one because there is the movie JFK of like, how did the bullet bend? But like, now man's got shot, didn't he?
That's Wanted. That's not JFK.
I like that film.
That's a movie about bending bullets, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Angelina
Maybe
Jolie.
that's what happened. Maybe
Wanted.
they offed him. It was Hayden Christensen. Was he in that movie?
Hayden Christensen is not in that film.
was-
James McAvoy is. Jumper. You're thinking
Oh,
of
I'm thinking
the
of Jumper.
No, Hayden Christensen did not teleport, kill JFK and then teleport back.
Out. That's a shame.
That's a movie from like 2006.
Yeah, no, but that is like, you know.
We're on the nose with our references, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Stop wiggling your microphone.
I didn't mean to
It's
do-
going to make a nut
You
now.
fucking piece of shit.
oh god, this is tangented hard.
We've gone the opposite way of this podcast where we started out strong because, let's face it, I'm interesting. And now it's
10 minutes of
descending.
fucking boring
Everybody was so bored. I felt the boredom through the camera. It was
Oh,
boring.
Carl,
I love you.
now. We love you. We love your stories.
You say that as if I'm some kind of wacko old man who's just sat there like,
Yeah,
like
because what you do now is me and Aaron go get drunk at weekends and you stay at home and get knowledge. So we get dumber and you get smarter.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
The canyon is opening up,
Yes.
boys, because I'm like here and you're like iced tea.
I was drunk 12 hours ago.
You were. You sent me a voice note. I'm not going to play it on the podcast. I might cut it in, to be fair. It's fucking hilarious. Because you sound so sideways. It's
I was
amazing.
very sideways.
Oh, goodness
oh my
me.
goodness.
Same again tonight.
No.
Oh, no, there's a very important wrestling pay-per-view on tonight, Dan. You have to understand. So,
You like Men in Pants.
I do. We said this last week, didn't we?
You did. I cut to your face.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Say it again.
This time, Tuesday, Hangman Page will be our world champion. How nice is that?
And you think I'm fucking boring.
I mean,
Oh!
you're joining him, so
Yeah, but for fun with friend, not fun for like, Men in Pant. They go,
men in band.
I clap. Sorry, podcast
So much
listeners.
clapping. Oh.
Too much clapping.
I'm really warm. Are you?
It's really
Very
hot.
warm.
I mean,
I don't know why I'm
really-
doing this.
I mean, it's pretty warm. I like how Dan's not joining us.
No, he's got
No,
short sleeves on.
I'm alright.
I got,
smart
I
enough
got
to take my
holes in my
jumper off.
jeans for ventilation.
Yeah,
I'm
because you're
wearing
edgy now, aren't you?
I'm so edgy.
I'm wearing sweatpants.
Just call me Edge.
Stop making wrestling references. Nobody cares.
I was on about the guy from U2. Ah.
Avril Lavigne is not real.
Avril Lavigne's not real.
That's a
Yeah, haven't
conspiracy
you heard
theory.
that
Prince Charles is a vampire.
Why can't we go on one and fucking continue that? We're just saying titles now and not actually going into them. So Avril Lavigne's not real.
No,
Prince Charles is a vampire.
Apparently, the theory behind Prince Charles being a vampire is because he's related to the real life Vlad the Impaler, which was the
basis from
the basis for
Dracula, yeah.
fucking Bram Stoker's Dracula or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So they're like fucking he's a vampire, and because apparently the what's the royal this is bad. I don't know the royal family's last name. What's their actual last
Windsors.
name? The Windsors. Oh yeah, them. Cool. I'm terrible.
Which they're all
British
lizards.
citizen. Yeah.
Yeah, they're lizard people.
No, not all lizards, they're vampires. Apparently, they actually have a deficiency, like an iron deficiency, where they can't be out in sunlight or something, so they're like fucking vampires.
So how do you explain Harry and Meghan? Daywalkers, Blade.
Yes, literally that. Daywalkers.
So Avril Lavigne.
So Avril Lavigne apparently was replaced by a woman called Catherine.
What?
Yes, haven't you heard this theory that she died years ago?
Fucking weird theories you two have got.
You've just rolled off one about the fucking royal family being
I
vampires.
believe that they're vampires.
I believe that they're
legitimately-
lizards.
I believe
Yeah.
the Earth's flat, and I believe they're vampires.
There's the David Icke theory that, like, the royal family of not vampires. You said
Lizard
that.
people.
Lizard people.
I
yeah.
saw that was another theory I saw is that all the world leaders are actually.
That's
like
David Icke.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a fucking crack. by the
but
way.
he's like released books about it
Yeah.
and stuff.
and people really believe him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like Alex Jones is like, oh, we live in a fucking.
Yeah, but Alex
Sorry,
Jones, who said they're putting fluoride in the water to turn the frogs gay.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Turn the frogs gay.
You not heard that clip? I'll cut it. But yeah,
Frogs gay!
Oh, okay.
they're putting chemicals in the water to turn the frogs gay.
What's
Is
got
that
to do
because the
with
lizard people were the frogs? That's what he's on about.
Are you a frog?
Yeah, if you kiss me, I'll turn into a prince.
And if I kiss you, you'll turn into a fucking
Cunt.
A puddle. Cunt.
Dan just dropped a C-bomb.
There was two.
You
'cause I
done
said
it
as
twice
well.
last week. So.
Yeah, to be fair, you got
We'll hit the C-bomb quota. Oh Jesus, this is fucking Divergent. The lizard.
Divergent, the movie
The
Divergent.
lizard people. Stop making references.
This is all I know!
The lizard people thing.
No,
though,
it's not coal.
No, it's not.
The
I know
lizard
it
people
like
thing.
bulbs.
I like the sound of.
Yeah, do you like the sound of
Don't
it?
you think that's pretty cool? They're all fucking these weird lizard aliens who are ruling us.
It's a little bit harrowing,
secretly.
though.
Why?
Because it's like, well, where did they come from? What's their purpose?
Well, who cares where they come from? But rocket
Hollow Earth.
ship.
In the middle.
Yeah, they crawled out.
So we're combining conspiracy theories now to say that the royal family are lizard people and they come from the
conspiracy
inside.
theories could be layered.
They could be layered.
So yeah.
But also,
Don't you think that the whole thing that Alex Jones goes on about as well is like how like when you do LSD, there's like this whole other like plane of existence, and there's like aliens.
yeah, but
That's
I believe
LSD.
Yeah.
I believe to that's just LSD,
That's
mate.
fucking LSD, mate.
I believe to an extent in like there being different planes of existence or different dimensions or different frequencies that we can tap into and can access through different means. Like when you go to sleep and you dream. What is a dream? Is a dream
Oh, what like my
your
fucking
synapses?
sleep paralysis?
Yeah, like your sleep paralysis and sleep
And I
paralysis.
woke up
things
and that
stuff.
demon was in the bed.
It's
with
like,
me.
is there actually some kind of crossover between dimensions in that
He's looking at me like I'm
instance?
crazy.
No, but
No,
yeah,
I
when
know
it-
this is real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like when
don't
people
worry.
experience that, is it actually just this kind of melding of the two worlds in kind of tangentially, or is it just
I like that word.
tangentially?
Tangentially.
You and your
Or is
fucking
it-
I'm gonna
big clever words.
tangentially touch you later.
Oh, please don't.
Okay.
Because then you'll appear to me as some kind of weird demon. You do that anyway. Look at you, fucking goblin. But yeah, is it like just this kind of brushing of these two membranes of
There was a being in my bed.
existence? There was a being in your
I
bed.
legit
Mate,
rolled
that's
over.
every time you sleep with a woman. I've seen the caliber of woman you take home sometimes. Jesus Christ.
We don't cut this podcast. It was bad enough for the fucking date story last week.
Sorry.
I don't even know what to say to you.
You spent the first half hour of this podcast going in on me. That's what you get.
I don't know what to say. Hello. I'm sorry if you've... For anyone you just offended...
If you've ever slept with me.
Oh my God!
Is that what you were going to say? I'm sorry if you've ever slept with me. There was a being in my bed.
Oh my God! End the episode! Oh my God!
To make a wrestling reference, SmackDown.
Oh, God, that was terrible. Oh, God, I'm very warm now.
Same, it's very hot, and I don't know whether that's because I'm ashamed of myself or I'm actually just...
This is going downhill real fucking quick,
Piece
isn't
of
it?
shit.
No, that was terrible of me. I'm really sorry. I love you.
At least you're saying I'm a high caliber of man from that, right? Because no,
Debatable, to be honest.
debatable. I'm a fucking piece of shit. This has gone terribly. All of a
So,
sudden.
conspiracy theory, a lot of the women that Aaron's brought back
Stop this.
are lizards.
Listen,
Demons.
Sleep paralysis. There was a being in your bed.
There was a being
Talk
in
about
my-
sleep paralysis. How does it feel?
That's not really a conspiracy theory, though.
conspiracy.
No, it exists, but like, what is it? Like,
Yeah.
just like, what are dreams? What is consciousness?
It was weird.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah. It's getting real deep real
Jesus
quick.
Christ.
What
Yeah.
happens when we all die?
I don't think there's anything.
The lights
really.
go out at the end. Goodbye.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like
but-
that idea.
No.
Well, I don't think anyone likes that idea.
Part of me wants
That's why,
to.
And then what?
That's why, as a people, we make all these fucking stories up about, like, oh, you go to heaven, oh, you go to hell, oh, you see something at the end. I believe that I'm going to be reincarnated as that cup. How about
Are
that?
you mocking people now for having belief beyond death?
No, I don't. I wish I'd had it.
I want to subscribe to the idea that
I do.
there's something,
You
you know?
know? I do. This is
I do, I
controversial. I do believe that that's just, storytelling and has always been that. But that's,
But then
Remember
that's...
when we used to go to Sunday school?
I was there.
What?
I used to colour pictures of Jesus.
Yeah, we used to go to Sunday school together.
So were you raised religious?
Yes.
Yeah.
You were? Oh, okay.
We went to a
Catholic
is it like
school.
a Church of England
C of E.
school. Yeah, C of E school. So like you'd sing hymns at lunch and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Like
I,
this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
I had to I had to sing hymns at school as well, but it wasn't a religious school and I was never raised
Oh
religious.
yeah, like you do prayer and shit.
But this
Yeah.
is it. When you
So-
talk about storytelling,
But
that's,
that's
all
weird,
religion
don't you?
is,
That's
really.
weird. Like I didn't grow up actually ever believing in that. I remember saying to my mum when I was like
story
11,
time.
I was like, I don't believe in God, and she was like, you're fucking dead to me.
She hasn't
I'm
spoken
going
to
to
you
put you in the
since.
bin now.
No, she ain't. My mum's Catholic, so like she's religious and she believes in stuff like that. And she doesn't understand the concept of why I don't believe in stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't. I just don't
Because
believe.
you're sensible.
I feel like
Because you're
I'm...
sensible. That's very.
Sorry, that's very. I'm not trying to make religion redundant. Just my belief system is very much not agnostic per se, but like I think there are elements of things that we perhaps don't understand that we haven't like applied to necessarily a correct version of what happens because nobody knows. I think but then I believe in all this New Age stuff anyway, or a certain aspect of New Age stuff.
I think that none of us have a fucking clue, and we're all just guessing with everything.
that's literally, the
That
whole
is
fucking
literally,
life.
that is just the world. We're all just fucking winging it and guessing.
But there's a level of like optimism that you can have around.
Yeah, of course. To be fair though, like, but that doesn't make me have like this bleak output on death though, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's why I firmly believe in it, enjoying my time while I'm here.
Yeah, but you're not going to turn around and be like, "That's it, we're dead."
Well, no, we probably are. That's it. We're dead.
We're going to be cutting in the... What's the fucking point slip there, aren't we?
What's the fucking point?
Yeah, no, I don't know if I believe in anything else. I kind of hope. I don't know if hope's the right word for it. I want to believe that like we go again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's a cyclical.
It's like this is conspiracy,
reincarnation,
theory things. Like you see these kids. Like I can't remember the story that I want to tell, so I'm not even going to try to.
Kids who have profound memories of
I was watching some
past
stuff.
lives.
Like legit. There's a show on Netflix. I forgot what the fuck it was called. And this kid legit is like, I've been alive before. I was this kid. I get goosebumps thinking about it. He's like, I was this kid, this was my name, this is my family, and they went and visited the fucking family.
Yeah,
and everything he said was pretty much accurate.
There's
and it's fucking crazy. It was like some fucking kid from Texas.
Yeah, there's a really, really famous story as well.
A part of me wants to just also, like, amazing if that's completely true. But, is it real?
Well, no,
Have
exactly.
they already, is it scripted?
Is it
it could be
being
scripted,
fed
but
to
no,
the
it
kids?
And that's the problem. That's the problem with everything now. Is it's very hard to believe because there's
stuff
so
like that.
much
There's
bullshit.
But like this was weird though, because this kid legit was like, he had no way he would have known who these people were. It was so random and precise.
Yeah. That's it.
Who this other person was, but again, unless the whole show was fucking bullshit.
But there's a really famous.
But they only visited him. I think the show only visited him like after the fact it had happened. And
so you know.
No, so there was never any like show around it. It was like after the fact. It was when he was older, and he was like, I don't. He was like, the memories that I used to have when I was a kid. This is the other weird thing, is they subsided.
Yeah, I don't have them now. My own personality took over.
Yeah, exactly. Like the person he is, and there's weird. This is we can tap into some weird shit now, but like the stuff that I remember, like as a kid, that I was told that I wasn't there for.
Yeah. I remember you saying about this. Yeah, you have that really profound memory.
Memory of the day that someone I know passed away, and I was like, I was fucking there, and my mum was like, you were not there.
But you have
at all. But I have vivid. Even now talking about it, I can picture it. It's seared in my brain, like the scene, and like I wasn't
anywhere
fucking
near
there.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that, I think's fucking weird.
There's a really famous story about a kid who was born in like the kind of 70s. Who had really profound memories of being a fighter pilot in World War II. And this kid was like 4, and he's reeling off like, this is exactly how I died, this is where my plane went down.
I've seen this.
All this kind of stuff.
Was this on Netflix as well?
No, I listened to it on a podcast. It's quite a famous story, so I don't know whether it's like an urban legend, potentially. Urban legends are a whole other
he knew
thing.
everything about all the planes and stuff as well, right?
He knew the technicality of the planes. This kid's like 4 years old, he knew how to fucking start it. He knew where this plane went down, and it's the fact that this guy's body had never been found. And so they went to the location where this kid said, this is where I died, this is where my plane went down, and they found a body. And it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, how do you corroborate that? How do you,
That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that makes me think that maybe like reincarnation and stuff is like a thing.
To a degree. But then also regression therapy is a thing, you know? When you sit down with somebody and you go into this meditative state and you revisit past lives, and, you know, I haven't ever done it, but I feel like some people are able to access memories that perhaps aren't their own.
It's the Matrix, mate. We all live in the Matrix. That's another
simulation theory is a whole different kettle of fish.
It's like deja vu's a fucking weird thing as well.
I have that so regularly at the moment.
Oh really?
Yeah, it really fucks me up.
Yeah, like I'll go places that I would have because I'll dream things, and I'll legit.
Yeah, you'll go there.
Eventually, go there, or the scenario will slightly be skewed to what it is in the dream, but like I'll be there and I'll be like, I've seen this.
But then obviously they say there's
know?
a scientific explanation around deja vu in that our synapses move slightly slower or slightly quicker.
Sorry, Mr.
than
Big
other
Word, synapses.
Synapses. So
For the fucking uncultured dickhead here.
so basically the electrical connections within our brain that send signals to different parts of our body and different parts of the brain. So like sight and like sensations and all that kind of stuff.
Penis sensation.
Yes. Basically.
The tip.
Yeah,
The
just the tip. But so the synapses, like, it depends on how quick they're moving because there might be some part of our body that responds quicker than others. So it is almost like we've replayed it when in actuality it's like our eyes have seen it and been through it, but then our brain catches up with itself.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's that kind of scientific, like, explanation.
Well, even with the dreaming
I've just
and stuff.
bastardised that completely. But dreaming is a very, very similar thing.
No, but
It's
I mean
like when-
dreaming an event and then going and
then going
experiencing
there.
that event.
It might not actually be that we're remembering our dream correctly.
Yeah, no,
It's-
exactly. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. It's never
It's all
exactly the
memory,
same.
and it's like the concept
Yeah.
of memory anyway is really just how much can we trust our own brain and our own experience of things.
Not at all.
This is getting real deep now.
But when you
fuck.
look at like the way that we experience things, and again, like not necessarily conspiracy theory, but something that fucks me up every time is perception. And how is one person's perception
yeah.
of colour in particular? Like,
Yeah, legit. I think about that a lot.
How is what I see as blue the same as what you see as blue?
Yep.
And we have no way of defining it.
But that
other
goes
than,
that you can get real granular at that. Granular with that though. It's like how we don't have the same like appreciation for certain things as each other and stuff like
Yes.
that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It boils down to stuff like that as well. It's like attraction. Do you know what I mean? As well. It's
we all
like
have
how,
different
different
levels of attraction,
things that
different
like
things that
Yeah.
we're very similar.
taste is fucking like actual taste.
actual
like,
legit
like,
taste,
That blows
yeah.
my mind. I'm like, does this does
Because
it taste the same
you're-
for all of us?
But that's
Like,
you're quite fussy when it comes to food in general.
No, not these
Or
days.
No, not these
Better.
days. When I first met you, you were quite
was
fussy.
super fussy,
Yeah,
yeah.
you were very beige. But like that was
Chicken.
because you'd be like,
yeah, just meat and chips. Yeah.
because you try stuff and you'd be like, I don't like the taste of this. But yeah, it's that perception and that like personal, individual experience.
It's weird how you can like teach yourself to like stuff. Like I used to hate coffee.
Yeah.
I used to fundamentally fucking hate coffee. Whereas now I can just have like a normal like instant coffee at a house and like
that,
still
my
like
friend,
it.
is caffeine addiction.
no, but I mean the taste.
Yeah, I know, but again, it is to a degree an addiction because I used to hate the taste of beer. But you drink beer because you're like it gives you that buzz. It's like alcohol's
Actually,
a
yeah,
drug.
that's-
It gives you
I
that
still hate the taste of
sensation.
beer.
Yeah,
But like
I used to hate beer. But yeah, I very much will happily have.
a beer now because it's
beer,
like and it always makes you feel better. The same way that waking up in the morning having a coffee makes you feel better. It's not that it actually makes you feel better. It's that it fires your brain in a certain way that you feel like you need it. And now being 31 years old and being like, fuck, I wake up and I'm shattered instantly. I need a coffee. When you don't really, you can exchange that for something else that perhaps gives you a different vice, because it kind of is a vice. I'm not saying I'm giving up coffee. I fucking love coffee. It's incredible.
Dan's just like he's off again.
I've had a
I just like
coffee.
how you sat back and crossed your arms like story time.
Yeah, story time, Coleman.
I've had a coffee.
I love it.
You've had half a coffee.
So,
I've had a smaller coffee than you boys
so a
have.
bit of admin. How long have we been going, guys?
52 minutes.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
so-
fine. We're
so-
on the cusp of...
So I'm going to detour us slightly because we spoke about having an AMA section to this podcast
I was going
this
to
week.
say you've just sat really far away from your mic.
Sorry,
Yeah.
hello. Yeah, we spoke about having an AMA section of the podcast on social media this week.
I will also just... I want to cap off the conspiracy theory thing because
Go on
we
then.
went very haywire.
Yes, we did. This whole podcast, haywire.
I'm disappointed that we never actually said the title of the episode.
Oh yeah,
I
you
didn't
came
know.
up with the Long
It's
Island
the
iced
Long
tea
Island
theory.
iced tea theory.
We'll just put that in YouTube.
I was gonna say, I was
It
just
doesn't need to
thinking
be
everybody-
explicitly
I
said.
really was hoping we were going to have Long Island iced tea to drink one.
Yeah,
we
we
don't.
were planning on making Long Islands, and then I
wasn't.
was like, "That's a bad idea."
Yeah,
and
'cause
so,
it's just pure alcohol.
What was that voice? What was that?
bad idea.
But yeah, I wanted to cap that whole conspiracy theory thing off because it went a bit wild. But also, like, you guys let us know shit, and that leads us into your AMA section. I say your AMA section.
Love you.
You just lovingly look at him.
I was just leaned into him and told him I love him.
Away
Yeah,
from
I'm really
the
jealous
microphone.
of people to fucking love.
Huh?
I'm really
We love you
jealous.
too.
Oh, we love you as well. I like that Dan's got the questions up. I appreciate this because
He actually has.
They're fucking
'Cause
terrible.
I
You're a
don't really
proper
talk that
producer.
much. I am the producer here, and then I just chime in. I'm fine with that.
So yeah, conspiracy theories are wild. Obviously, let us know what your favourite conspiracy theories are.
Please
why
let
not?
me know if what I've said is interesting to you, because I genuinely, not that I need validation, but just that sometimes these fucks suppress me quite a lot. And when I go to therapy, I have to talk about how hard it is
Well,
for me to get across information, and it's really difficult for
I
me.
wasn't trying to suppress you. It's just we have about an hour,
And
and
please
you were
shut the
going,
fuck up.
and you were going for 10 minutes about light bulbs. So I was like, we need to rein this in a little bit.
Let's change the subject.
If you want to talk to me about light bulbs, don't add me on Xbox, because I don't know you.
But do us, we are common.
Fuck you.
So yeah, we did an AMA on Instagram, and
We had
because
4 questions.
because so many people watched us, I was like, maybe people ask us questions. Fucking
bad
no one
idea.
asked us any questions.
That was a bad
No,
idea.
we had one serious question.
So it's one serious question. So let's get the shit questions out, and we'll finish with
All right.
the.
Do you want me to read them out then?
Go on, producers down.
Are we doing all 4?
Yeah, fuck it.
Shall we start with the dumbest one then?
Go for it.
Why is your mum so shaggable?
This is specifically aimed
This
at
is
as
this
well.
is aimed at
This is from Laura, who's a terrible human being. So my mum is so shaggable because you told me she is. Is the answer to that? I guess my mum is 71 and I love her very much. But yeah,
She's such a kind woman.
she is
We all
good.
love
She's
her.
like my surrogate mum. Like,
great lady.
I remember when I first moved to Colchester, and obviously like getting to know you and stuff like that, and you know I built this relationship with V. Like she is my mum away from my mum, because my
Aw.
mum lives so far away.
That's kind.
So like where I've been through shit in the past, she's always been there to talk to me about
Yeah, she's
deep stuff, and is
Legend.
really really open
Every
with me
time.
about it.
We-
And it's
every time.
yeah, so
She's always there.
No,
That's why we
she's-
love her.
I don't want to shag her.
Whoa! Don't talk about my mother like that.
I said I don't want to shag her.
Don't.
I'm going to.
Next question.
Next question. Let's go with, why don't you turn the lights on when you record?
We have.
Lewis.
Hey!
We have the lights aren't on, but we do have lighting now, courtesy of Dan. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's a bit better.
it's a bit hot in here now.
Fuck you,
I mean,
Lewis.
it looks real good. I think so. Yeah,
find out.
We've got lights. We'll have
We'll
lights
find
moving
out
forward.
when I edit the thing. It takes me another 6 hours to edit the fucking video.
Because I won't sit and do it with you. Oh.
And I'll just be there
Yes.
doing nothing.
Anyway, next question.
Who among you has the most girth?
Ross.
I forgot this was a question.
So
I'm going Coleman.
yeah,
Why does everybody
I'm
have this-
horrifically average.
I was gonna say yeah. No.
I've never had a problem with my size or
I
my
mean, I've
girth.
never had a
yeah.
problem with my penis.
Sometimes I'm
I
looking in
don't
the
even know
mirror
what
and
that
cry.
statement means.
I've never had a problem with my penis.
Never had a problem with it.
I'm
I'm
happy.
just guessing Coleman.
We'll go
I
with
imagine he's
Coleman.
got a nice girthy pain. That's why. Mainly because I've seen it. I haven't.
You haven't seen
I
it.
wish I had, but
Oh, I wish you hadn't.
Coleman, girth.
Girthy boy, right.
Yeah.
Last one, and this is actually a serious question.
Oh, thank God for that.
Okay.
What do you wish you had realised earlier in life?
Oh, that's a real
Ooh,
deep question.
fucking
Jesus
hell.
Christ.
Okay, who wants to go first?
I
I feel like you do because I feel like you've always got something on the tip
Well,
of your tongue.
I've just been to therapy, so I've kind
Oh, there you go. Poignance.
Yeah,
There you go.
like I kind of explored this a little bit.
Yeah.
I wish that I'd learnt a lot sooner that it's okay for people to not like you, right? So growing up, I always had this thing, and I've had this thing in past relationships where I've always felt the need to be liked. You know, I don't like the idea of people thinking anything negative of me in any capacity, and I had this tendency to go into like problem solving mode. So the moment I thought somebody would be a little bit pissed off with me or upset with me, I'd be like, how can I fix this? And I'd always adapt myself to a situation, which has caused problems in the past anyway. But I'm learning now that in order to be your most authentic self, not everybody is gonna like you. You can go through life and be like, cool, this person just doesn't connect with me. I've done something that has potentially pissed them off. If it's your fault and you want to own that and you want to move past it, that's fine. But if you feel like, no, by doing that, I'm actually going back on my authentic self, then don't bother. It doesn't matter. People lose friendships. People grow like beyond stuff. You can reconnect with people later in life if you have experiences where you feel like you've alienated somebody. It's not the end of the world. And that's what I wish that I'd known when I was younger. If I were to go back and talk to my younger self, I'd be like, look, a lot of people probably aren't going to like you, but that's fine. That's okay.
See, off the back of that, I think mine kind of stems off of that a little bit. Is when I was younger, I used to be so scared of rejection. That was a big thing for me. It was like being so terrified of rejection, whether that was like with a woman, fucking with a job.
I mean, it's three
like
guys
that.
we've all
Like,
experienced rejection from women. And
No,
it's
exactly,
one of
but
the
like-
worst things.
Oh, absolutely. No, it is.
So traumatic.
No, it is, and like, you know, still probably got some work to do in handling it sometimes. But like rejection, like the idea of like the rejection and the fear of like going into something like that was like something I used to struggle with so bad, and just not being completely just free to sort of cast my fucking feelings out. Do you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Whereas like these days, I'm very much like, hello, this is me.
Yeah,
This is
you're
you.
so authentically yourself, and
Yeah.
like, it's quite liberating having a friend like you, where you're able to just not care.
Yeah, well, it's not that I don't
No,
care.
no,
Like,
but
not,
you-
not caring's not the thing. It's like, because of course I care, but it's like having that thing of like just being cool with it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like, you know, just,
And it's really
I can't
it's
get
helped
my
me.
words out, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
just accepting it for what it is. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the end of the
it's
world.
not the
like
end
I
of the world.
said,
Like
and-
that's legit, and that was the problem. Is like always used to think like that would be the end of the world.
Yeah.
and it was like that's not it.
It's
And,
been
like,
really helpful for me and my growth over the last kind of decade or so, being friends with you and kind of, I'm not using you as a role model because, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fucking don't do that.
but also, like, having somebody who is so free and so liberated to kind of be honest and be themselves, like, it's really been something that's helped me to grow into that.
I was going to say, that's one thing that I very much love about you, is there is no bullshit. You will call everyone out on their bullshit.
Oh yeah, no,
Like,
absolutely.
you have-
I, to be fair, because like again, that was one of those things that I sort of had to, you know, I've always tried to. I always used to think to myself, I was like, no bullshit ever, but then actually, really, I wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Like it was one of those things where I
You
still
practice what you preach.
Yeah, no, exactly, and like it was like I would still keep things to myself, or you know what I mean, or just tell, not even like lies as such, but do you know what I mean, like just
Mitigate the truth.
mitigate the truth a bit.
Yeah, which,
exactly.
you know, I've experienced
And like
in the past.
stuff, I can't even think of like an actual example of that. But I mean, that's not
Feeling like you need
that's
to
not,
fit a
that's-
certain-
That's not been me for a long time
No.
anyway. But like, yeah, like that was something that I had to sort of move myself into. And again, like, that was, I think that all comes as part of like the rejection thing and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not being, I wasn't being authentic to myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that was something that I needed to learn, of just like being, at the end of the day, regardless who it's with, whether it's at work, whether it's with girls, whether it's with you guys or anyone else, is like, I'm me, this is me,
Yeah.
I'm a mess.
But that's okay.
But that's okay, and I'm okay with that. And
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? And like that, just being authentic to myself and authentic to whoever I'm with or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
it's
And like,
okay.
I don't believe on like sitting on feelings and stuff like that anymore either. Like, I'm very
We're
much
too
think-
old for that.
No, well, I
as
don't
well.
think it's just. It's not even a matter of being too old. I think at any age, if I'd have gone back into my 20s and been like, just look, if it's an issue, just fucking bring it up. No matter. Again, it applies across the board in life.
Even if
I
it's just
think.
like, if it's just something that you feel that you
Yeah.
want to vocalise, why
Yeah.
hold on to that?
Well, why hold on
What's
to
the
it?
point?
It's like doing
What's-
this though. Do you know what I mean?
what's the
There was a
fucking
point in my 20s, like early 20s, where I would have never. There's a car gone by. I would have never dreamed of doing something like this, or being on the internet and admitting stuff like this. Even, do you know what I mean? Because it was like a, I don't know. You have that archaic thing of like it's a weakness or whatever, but it's absolutely not.
And as guys as well, I
So-
feel like we are taught, or were taught back in the 90s when we were growing up.
Man
that,
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that whole like, blah. And like talking like this, and the idea of talking like this when we were growing up, when we were like 12, 13, and we were fucking watching South Park and all this kind of
Yeah,
shit. Never entered into it. But the fact that we can do it, I feel it's just so,
It's liberating.
it is so
Because you
liberating.
don't sit on your thoughts and
And
your feelings. Do you know what I mean? I think-
provides me with so much more strength,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think, as a person. Like now, I feel so much stronger as a person than I ever did because I'm able to talk about this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like talking about stuff is so important.
Yeah.
Whether it's just, do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if like it's irrelevant stuff.
No.
It's like if you feel like you need to talk about it, just talk about it.
Yeah, and like therapy
So-
is not something to be ashamed of, and it's something that I am happy to kind of be open about and talk about the process with you guys because I feel like it's helpful for me to do that as well. And even though you boys aren't in therapy, the more
Probably should be.
experience
I tried to be,
for the
but
more
rejected.
you're rejected from therapy.
So fear of rejection.
He's too fucked.
You're too fucked. But yeah, the more it gets spoken about, the easier it is. And I like, even though you boys aren't in therapy, like whatever.
I already said,
scenario-
your therapist has just said stuff I already said to you.
Yeah,
So
genuinely.
I feel like you should start paying me, legitimately.
Yeah, but I would, but I hate you.
Oh,
And
how that changed so quick. I'm really appreciative of you, but I hate you. Okay, good.
I do.
So Dan, anyway, yours. Quick answer the question, because like, yeah.
I can't remember what the fucking question was now.
What do you
went
wish
for
that
so
you
fucking
learned
long.
earlier in life?
Oh god.
We just gave 2 very good answers, so you got to follow up strong.
Yeah,
now.
mine's not really that much different. How to not hate myself so much.
I mean, that's
It's a much heavier way of putting it, but yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even now. Yeah.
Cough. Sorry.
And that's it. Goodbye, everybody.
No, please elaborate.
I don't know. It's like whenever we're in big groups of people, you both very much like, even just as Udfrey, I'm still quite quiet and I become very shy.
Yeah, but that's just you.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hate that. I hate that about me. I wish I was a bit more projected.
Yeah, but not everybody's wired like that either, though. So
Yeah, and that's what I hate, and that's what I wish I had learned.
don't
So
say
I
don't say in this. When I was younger, obviously, I've always been fucking a little bit mad, but I think I was more shy when we were like in our teens and stuff like that. 100%.
Yeah, we all were.
Shy is
And
never
that's-
a word
that's
that I
the-
would describe you as. But
What, me?
no, yeah.
Yeah.
Shy. Oh no, I'm absolutely
yeah,
not
that's-
shy.
that's-
But then, like, when we first met, like, we've known each other or known of each other for a really long time, and we would be in the same scenario, like, as is at barbecues and stuff, and we never spoke to each other.
that's
Because
what-
I feel like in those kind of scenarios as well, where it's a big group of people, I tend to shy away from
Exactly.
involvement.
Same with like your birthday thing the other day. When
Yeah.
there was like 20 of us, I just sat there.
Oh,
because
that
there's so many
to me
people,
is
and I'm just
horrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, again, that's just something to work on, though.
like, I don't know if this is actually related to the fucking question
No,
anymore.
it is.
No, it is, yeah.
No, it is. It's you know, if.
But also, I think.
But at the same time, I think the lesson off the back of that is like that's not actually intimidating.
I think
Do you know what I
actually,
mean?
I think the lesson off the back of that in reality is actually that's okay. Like it's
Like,
fine
it's
to be
fine,
like, cool.
But like
This is
at the same time, though, they're all people you know.
Yeah.
we're all.
Yeah, but
I think the other thing to learn as well is like we're all fucking going through it. Even the people who aren't shy and stuff
yeah,
like that.
everybody's got shit. you know?
Everybody's got shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't know until
we're all
like,
fucked.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody's got shit, and like you know, whatever.
But it's okay to kind of
Yeah,
feel
like that's your character as well. Like that's just who you are.
And I hate
you
that.
don't need to be this big. You might hate it, but like you don't need to be this big boisterous character.
Do I have to be me?
Yes, absolutely.
But I feel like it's
You've got a lady now, so that's nice.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, it makes a nice change.
yeah, exactly. It's just
But
me and him on our own. That's all good.
And it's not.
praise
Yeah.
for
Oh, it's just me. Oh God.
No, because you have us.
Oh, cool. Love you.
And we're still going to Vibo every Friday.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
I'm
every
not.
Friday. Still
Every
waiting for those
Friday.
Long Islands.
See you there.
Yeah, see you there.
I think
Except for the
Um,
Long Islands last night, they were shit.
Oh yeah, they were very bad.
I feel like you're deflecting, Dan. You're fine. You don't hate yourself.
Love you.
I feel like this is me going into therapy mode now, but I feel like the
I
quicker
don't
that
have to
you
pay for it.
I feel like the quicker that you take ownership of who you are, and that you might not like it, but you can own it, and you
But
can go.
also,
"This
on the
is-"
back of that, I must admit, over the last month doing this, I was going out a lot.
I've seen the
you
change
guys throwing
in-
compliments at me.
Yeah.
It's
Huge
making
change.
me
There's
a
been
lot
such a
more confident,
change, yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm
Well,
slowly
we kept
getting
egging you
there.
on. Like it was like,
Yeah.
you know, sounds terrible. Keep going on about like meeting girls and stuff like that. But like,
just you.
it was like, huh?
It's just you going. Which goblin can I eat?
Which goblin can I eat?
Come to my bed, demon.
Stop this now.
Okay.
Which goblin can I eat? But like, no, because Dan initially when we first started going out, Dan was like scared to approach
Yeah.
people, and then when people would approach him, he was like, "Are they actually talking to me?" Whereas like in the end, it all come good, didn't it?
Yeah, and that happened twice.
Yes.
And one of them people is now my girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Yes, exactly. So there you go. Shit.
And I feel like it's good because we're also at that age where we don't have to put as much effort into anything.
Yeah, I didn't have to do anything. I just stood there. Come to
When
me.
you're this fucking handsome,
me, please.
when you're this fucking handsome, of course.
Oh.
Like it's just fucking
Gorgeous man, you are.
You devil,
You absolute devil.
absolute devil. Right, we've talked enough shit.
We have.
This has been episode 2 of the clusterfuck that is Sad Boi Slumber Party. We have a social media account on Instagram. I think some of you are following it, but yeah, if you're not following it, it's at Sad Boi Slumber Party, all one word. Go find us there.
Why haven't we got Twitter? Because you love Twitter.
I'm just yet to make it.
You just use it for wrestling news.
So I do just use it for wrestling. I need to stop talking about wrestling. We're on Instagram at Boi Slumber Party. You can find us there. You can find me and Dan off the back of that as well. Cole doesn't have social media because he's a good egg.
I'm not better than anybody. I just don't.
So
I mean, you do think that I do.
if you haven't already as well, could you please subscribe to the channel? Could you please like this video? Maybe give it a share. That would really, really help us out.
Can we also try and boost the Spotify numbers? If you follow us on Spotify, even if you don't listen to the podcast on Spotify, please go to Boi Slumber Party and follow us, because it would really, really help get our exposure up. We have no grandiose plans, but numbers are always good. They fill our dopamine levels.
Absolutely.
And,
we're on Google Podcasts. We are on Stitcher. We are on Spotify. We will be on Apple Podcasts at some point.
It's a bit of a pain in the arse, isn't it?
But I need to sort that out as well, because life.
I leave that to you two, so I don't fucking know.
Well, get us on there. And when we do, leave us a 5-star review, maybe. But yeah, this has been chaos.
If you have any other questions as well for next week, obviously appreciate everybody's
we'll throw another
questions.
AMA out. Why not? Even if we have
they can
one
comment
good...
on this video.
Yeah,
questions.
Comment questions. We'll do an AMA on social media again. Even if we get one good question again, I think it was
we had
good,
one
good
sensible
conversation
question.
of that one sensible question.
25% of the questions asked were.
Yes, that's a strong ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Success.
Light bulbs.
Light bulbs.